welcome to the Blackburn Hawks YouTube channel. I'm here with Captain Ollie Lomax. Hi Ollie.
Alright, Johnny.
How are you?
Yeah, not so bad, I suppose.
How's the thought? What's the update on it?
It's going to be January, I think. Obviously, we've got a game this Saturday and it's touch and go. But not everything revolves around ice hockey, you know, like I'm not fully healed yet, so I can't really go out there this weekend and put myself at risk from it flaring up again. And it is quite a serious injury, actually. I was a bit surprised when I went up to A&E when it first happened. So if it flared up and it took a knock and it made me miss work, and like I have the bills and house to pay for and stuff like that. So you have to see the bigger picture sometimes. So I'm going to give it another week and then I'll be raring to go come the new year.
It must be frustrating for yourself as well. You know, you've become captain this year and not watching from the sidelines. If I remember correctly, it was this time last year as well. You were out with the wrist injury as well. A bit of deja vu, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think it was like 3 days apart. So it was going up on your time up on Facebook and stuff like that. But I have been very lucky. Like I've been around for like nearly 15 years now for the first team here, and I've had my shoulder done 2011, and before that there was nothing, and then last year the wrist, and then just this foot injury, which again I just thought it was nothing. Like I played the next night up in Billingham, and it just swelled up, and then he said I've got a blood infection, and he said it's a good job you came in when you did, because you'd have had to go on an IV drop and stay in overnight. And I was just like, oh, like I better take it serious. So I had to have a week off work on the sick. So, and then obviously you don't get a full wage, and then it starts to affect. So yeah, bigger picture is I've got to rest up and then make sure it's 100%.
We've got a 3-week break after this weekend, but just going back to last weekend, you went down with the lads to Solihull. You're on the bench.
Yeah.
Talk us through that game. It was a big performance, big 2 points.
Yeah, well, I thought the lads set the tone in the first period. I thought they played really well. I said that's the best start we've made to a game in about 2 months. And the Barons took the lead. They were winning 1-0, but I thought we were well worth the game in that first period. And then we went in there, and obviously Dunks had his say. Me and Bentham and Aaron, I says, look lads, we're in a real good position here, and we've got them. So then we came back out, and like everyone knows, we've had a couple of bounces go against us lately, and we found it tough to get the points. But we had a couple of bounces go our way on Sunday, which we were due, and we got a 5-minute power play, and Dunks went out there and scored himself, and then Aaron got us going with some big goals, and then to stem off that fight back the Barons brought back in the final period, I thought it showed some real character, and it shows how far we've come.
Yeah, I felt like in the third period when it went to 4-3, I think they started to really kind of have the possession momentum. I think in particular Stewie stood tall well in that third period, and eventually we got the 5th goal, which...
Yeah, well, there's one save that springs to mind. I can't remember if it were on a power play or they were camped in our zone, and I think it might have been Saw that had a shot off the hash marks, and Stu just picked it out with his glove, and then Bentham went down and scored like on the next shift, and that goal really put the game to bed. But I'd be lying if I says I wasn't a little bit worried when they scored, because we have like capitulated a couple of times already this season. But I was just glad for Dunks really, because obviously he's took over and we've had some results go against us and stuff like that, and he's working really hard behind the scenes. He like puts really good practices together which no one sees, and he's really positive with the young guys in the dressing room, and he does a lot of work. I mean, he's a tradesman like myself, so he's got to go out there Monday to Friday and earn his keep and stuff. And the phone calls that go on between me, him, Bentham, and he puts a lot of work behind the scenes, which obviously doesn't get noticed. So I would really chuff for Dunks, and hopefully we can put a bit of a streak together now.
Yeah, how important is it, would you say, that after that win in Solihull now we get the home win on Saturday and go into this kind of Christmas break as such with 2 back-to-back wins?
Yeah, well, it's all about momentum, isn't it? And obviously people who've been following us over the last few years have seen how well we've done, and you get into like habits, and we've been winning games the last few years which we had no right to win. We've come back and we've won at the depth, and I remember games up in Sutton when we had the record on the line, and Aaron had come up and scored goals right at the end. And this year we've been losing games that we've had no right to lose, bounces going against us. So we just have to just get on a bit of a streak now, and we have got games in hand. We're not like cut a rest at the bottom of the league. So if we get a bit of a streak together, there's no reason why we can't push on and maybe get that third, fourth playoff spot. But that's what we're aiming for. We're not giving up yet.
Hopefully I'm wrong to touch wood when I say this. Do you think this kind of the Christmas break may be coming at the wrong time now, with there being a 3-week gap? I imagine you'll get together and carry on training, but with no competitive games for 3 weeks.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. To be honest, obviously we give a lot of time up to travel on the weekends and play away games, and Thursday nights, like a lot of lads travel down. So it is nice to get away from the rink and spend time with your family over Christmas and hopefully come back refreshed. But well, we'll just have to wait and see. If we get the win this weekend, which I'm pretty sure we will on home ice, we just have to just refresh the mind, refresh the body, and then come back with a big weekend come 2017, really.
Alright, I'll let you go in a second. Just one last question, kind of put you on the spot a little bit, if you don't mind. Who stood out for you so far this season? There's been quite a lot of new lads that have come in.
Well, out of the new lads, I thought Bobby Collins has started really well, and he's been playing well with Bentham and stuff like that. But I think young James Wright and a lot of other people have commented on him. He's he's a 16, 17-year-old lad, and he doesn't look out of place one bit, and he scored some important goals, and he only lives in Accrington down the road, so hopefully we can keep hold of him and develop him into a Hawk for the next few years. But Stewie Ashton, he's been waiting for all these years as Dangy's understudy, and he's come out now as a number one, and just look how well he's playing. He's like, if it wasn't for Stu, we'd have probably not won the games that we have won, and we'd have been even more cut afloat at the bottom. But him and Nick's are developing a really good partnership as well, because Traps has come in and played some important games, and he's definitely one for the future. But yeah, Stu's playing really well, and I'm really glad that he's getting the praise that he deserves now.
Right, rightly so, and I think we'll end up there, Ollie. Thank you very much.
No problem.